I was seeing like the 2011 pair goes for a lot of money, goes for like 10, like there's ask for like 9K, last day of 4K in a size 10 men's. Like, yeah, people are gonna go crazy for these. Amen, it's Armand Too Real in the cut on the mic, and today we're gonna be talking about a few recent sneaker releases and upcoming. The upcoming ones are way better. Also, I'm gonna be touching a little bit more on the Supreme SBs. Just a few, I've already made 2 videos on them, so you can go check out those videos, but I'm just gonna touch on one topic I saw on my Instagram feed today. But we're gonna get right in this video, so drop a like, drop a sub, hit the notification bell. It's completely free, y'all, so go ahead and do that. But the first topic I want to talk about, so I was publishing my Instagram feed. Apparently resellers in like freaking Japan or Asia, somewhere in Asia, like, you know, Supreme actually has a lot of stores in Asia. I didn't even know that until I looked it up, but they have a few stores in Japan and stuff like that. And apparently resellers there were hiring like retired elders or just, you know, older people to stand in line for them, which is a, you know, high IQ play. I mean, that's kind of like a common sense play. I think that's one of the, you know, I think most resellers have tried that before, but not with random strangers. It's usually with, you know, someone they know, like either their mom or something like that. They'll get someone to hop in line so they can get, you know, an extra shoe, whether they want to keep it for resale or keep it for the toe or resell it. Mostly resell. That's why people usually try to get multiples. But yeah, I've actually, you know, I've tried to do stuff like this before, not with nothing as crazy as a Supreme SB. And these Camper Green pair, they actually dropped a lot. They were going for like $800 in all sizes, y'all. So that's kind of crazy how much they went up. But all the Supreme SBs seem to be pretty limited, y'all. Because like whenever I go on StockX, like whenever, like all the sizes, especially like the good sizes, like my personal size 13, 12, 10 and a half, 10, you know, 11, 11 and a half. Those are some popular SB sizes. And size 13, $495 is ask, but there's only 7 left on StockX apparently. So I'm sure there's someone out there with a lot of pairs and they just don't have them listed up yet. But we'll just have to see. Looking like stock was pretty limited on all the pairs. Even the blue pair in America, I think America probably got the most pairs. I mean, I could be wrong, y'all, because I mean, I don't know. I don't live in Asia and I don't live in Europe, so I'm not sure if you live in any of those countries or like regions or whatever. Let me know if they had a lot of pairs or not, and if you know anyone that hit or if you hit. So yeah, the Camper Green pair, it's actually it's a decent pair. It's not my favorite type of green. I am a big fan of green. I do love green. It's my favorite color, but this is not the best color green, but it is pretty nice. You know, has the gray suede on it, pretty clean. They were reselling for around $800, but they did drop. The purple pair, I don't know how much. I'm just out of curiosity. Let me just check the purple pair one more time. Okay, the purple pair is actually reselling for about the same as the Camper Greens now. I thought the purple pair was going for the most, but no, it's not. The blue pair is going for, you know, around $300. They actually jumped up in value. They're going for around $230-ish on drop day, but now they went up to $330, so about $100 in like size 13 and 12 and 11 and a half. So pretty crazy. It kind of makes me wish I pulled the trigger and pressed the green button, but it's all good. But yeah, I just want to talk about that really quick, how like resellers were doing that. I thought that's pretty funny in like Asia to get the Camper Green pair. I'm sure people were doing that here in America too, not with retired elders, but I'm sure people had like, you know, friends or family try to get in line, or like they're, you know, they got a reservation, they try to get more people, bring a lot of people with them so then they can get multiple pairs. But that's you'd have to find some loyal people, because most people would not want to get the pair for you. They'd want to get the pair for themselves. But then again, if they're not into sneakers, then they might as well, and then have time to go with you to the Supreme store, might as well do that. But yeah, the next thing I want to talk about is the Cavestone Jordan 4s and the football SBs. I don't know what they're called. I have to pop it up. Y'all, they're probably in the title, maybe. I don't know. They're not the best. Like, people wouldn't go crazy for this shoe, so they probably will not be in the title, honestly. But the Cavestone 4s, people do like them. People definitely copped them, like a lot of sneakerheads. But, you know, because they're a nice pair. They're clean. It's kind of crazy because I saw like early pairs selling for like $350-ish, but they dropped as we got closer to release date. And yeah, they're bricking, y'all. They're literally under retail. Retail was $220. After taxes, it's like $240. And right now on StockX, they're selling for around $206 in a size 12, $200 and a 10 and a half. It's around $200 in all sizes, so pretty, you know, cheap. This is definitely a brick, but hold on a second. Oh yeah, the Cavestone 4s, they're bricking. So I kind of expected this off like seeing the prices before they drop, but they are a pretty clean pair. Nike Air on the back, can't go wrong. But you know, undefeated 4s overshadow these, and the undefeated 4s are actually really cheap right now too. They're up for around $300, so it's pretty cheap for the undefeated 4s. So I saw, like, I was watching someone at New York Sneaker Con, and he was it was Jumperman Chris. I'm not, yeah, it was Jumperman Chris. I'm pretty sure. And he was you know what I'm saying, walking around. People were trying to charge like $500, $600 for undefeated fours. So it's crazy how they dropped. And he even said in the video just to wait for prices to drop. So yeah, that was pretty smart, obvious play that most people do. You know, you gotta wait until they drop everywhere, and then that's when prices start dropping like crazy. Especially when stuff hits Sneakers app, and if it's limited, then usually it'll go up or it'll, like, you know, hold its price. But undefeated fours, they did drop them, you know, a good amount. So they dropped a lot of them in the undefeated stores, I'm pretty sure, but you know, they did drop a decent amount of Sneakers app, especially if you got early access. I'm sure you hit if you got early access and you were there on time. But yeah, that's everything I had to talk about the K-Sun fours and these like football SBs that just dropped. Let me see, y'all. Okay, surprisingly, these I was calling them the football SBs, but they're called the limousine skateboard SBs. I guess it's like a collab with limousine skateboards. Y'all could educate me if y'all know about that, but they're pretty clean. Looks like on the heel they have like a football emblem. So they're definitely not the most desirable colorway. Definitely kind of ugly in my opinion, but then again, it's kind of cool at the same time because it kind of looks like a football. But a size 13 is actually kind of flipping, and apparently they had a size 12.5 in these. I don't really know if they had a size 12.5 in these. I don't really know. Did they have a size 12.5? Y'all can let me check real quick on Sneakers app. Are they starting to make 12.5s in SBs? Let me find out. No, they don't make no 12.5s in SBs. Someone sold a pair of 12.5s on StockX, but he ain't gonna have much to send out because I don't even make a 12.5 in SB. But anyways, though, I say that because I wear 12.5 like Jordans and stuff. I wear 13 in SB. So yeah, I mean, really a 12.5 might be too small for me in SB. But anyways, that's off topic. So yeah, limousine SBs, they're actually flipping in size like 12, really just 13. Yeah, really just 13 in size 15. So they're not really flipping at all, y'all. So going for around 180, retails like what, 135, you're paying like 140 after tax on Sneakers app. So yeah, definitely wasn't worth it. But the skate shops definitely, I think skate shops got these. I haven't really been paying attention to skate shops recently because I usually don't really go get SBs at skate shops unless they're dropping some hype, like Powerpuff Girls. Whenever they drop those, that was like, you know, some hype that I was going on my way to, you know, interrupt skate shops for. But whenever they're just dropping some like casual stuff like this, like I'm straight off it. You know, you can still make some money if you're trying to resell them, but for like, you know what I'm saying, I wasn't really trying to resell these just because there's not really that much profit, but there is some in like my personal size. But 13s are hard to get unless you go to a skate shop. So anyways, though, so the next thing I want to talk about was there's a couple fire things popping up on Sneakers app, like the freaking Fire Red Jordan 5s supposed to come out. Let me just see how much the Fire Red Jordan 5s are going for right now because they're supposed to drop soon. Okay, the Fire Red Jordan 5s, it's not looking too well for these. Retail is like $210 and they're flipping for around $250 right now. So we'll just see if they go up or not. Jordan 5s have been pretty hot, so depending on stock, this shoe might go for some bread, but we'll just have to see. It's a pretty clean pair. They come out, when do they come out, y'all? Okay, they come out the 13th, so they come out September 13th. So it's in a few, like literally in a week from today, y'all. So there's some heat dropping this month, along with the, you know, another Fire Jordan 5. I'm probably gonna make another video talking about those. But that shoe is pretty fire just because of the Tokyo logo. They're Tokyo 5s. I'm not the biggest fan of yellow, but I mean, bro, the little emblem on the back just makes them iconic. Plus, they're just like a Jordan 5. I used to always see that, like, I feel like one for bread. Like, I was seeing like the 2011 pair goes for a lot of money. Goes for like 10, like there's ask for like 9K. Last day of 4K in a size 10 men's. Like, yeah, people are gonna go crazy for these just because they're bringing it back out, and they look like they're slightly different. They might be a little bit better than the 2011s, just depending. Like, yeah, they look better, honestly. They look really clean, so it's gonna be interesting to see where these sit at, like price wise. But right now they're flipping around the same as black metallic 5s, so that's pretty interesting. Jordan 5s have been going crazy this year. Is Jordan 5 the next, like, you know, like fire, like in silhouette, like in style silhouette? I'm not really sure, but it looks like they are. People like kind of say like Jordan 4 is the only thing that's really like popping, but hey, Cave Stones just came out, they're bricking, but people still rock them. But anyways, though, I've been yapped for long enough. It's really everything I had to talk about. There's some other stuff I want to talk about, but no, that's really it. Honestly, I went over everything. So yeah, stay tuned for more fire videos. I got them on the way. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, some, you know, maybe like a cool sneaker event I'll go to soon. We'll see. There's a few that's coming up near me, but you know what I'm saying, we're not in the summer no more. So really, whenever you get near like Christmas, that's when some fire sneaker event starts popping up. So maybe I'll go to one, maybe I won't. We'll see. Last year around this time, like in a couple months, it's crazy how time be flying. SneakerCon Fort Lauderdale came. They come every year, so I'll probably pop out SneakerCon Fort Lauderdale if they do it again this year, which I'm sure I think they do it every year in Fort Lauderdale. It could be wrong, so yeah, I'll probably pop out if they do that. I don't know if I'll get another table there just because the tables are so expensive at SneakerCon. It's really not worth it for someone like me because I don't really be bringing like 200 pairs And even if you bring 200 pairs, it's not always guaranteed you're gonna sell them all unless you find a big reseller who's gonna cash you out. And even the reseller, you know what I'm saying, it's slim margins with the resellers unless they pay good because they're like, you know, they have good clients or whatever. So yeah, I think if I pop out, I think I'm just gonna bring like a wagon low-key. Actually, that's something bad about SneakerCon. SneakerCon doesn't even let you carry around wagons, so it's kind of weird. I don't know why they do that. It's kind of weird. But anyways though, stay tuned for more fire videos. God bless, stay tuned, and yeah, peace.